Hey guys, how are you today? I wanted to talk about Katabasis that I finally finished. Well, not finally, it didn't take that long, but you know what I mean. I finished it and it was so good. I was telling you guys how I wasn't sure if I would keep it or not because, yeah, it was very expensive and I didn't really want to keep books that I don't love. And this one, I actually ended up giving it 5 stars. Sorry, it's because I had my mind just remembered one of the reviewers I watched online, and she gave it 5 stars, but she said it was mostly just to peeve off the haters of the book, those that gave it like 1 star because they thought that the author was too full of herself and that she had like a hateful voice, which she doesn't. It's it's just very, I don't know, imaginative, creative, and intelligent. That's what I would say. So, but some people feel like that the book is a little bit condescending sometimes, that it's like she's putting her knowledge in your face. I was reading like one of the reviews on Goodreads, and that's what one of them said. She was saying how a third of the book is about the author showing you how smart she is, which I didn't interpret that way. Like for me, I don't know, being well read or, knowing things doesn't mean you're snobby because you refer to them. It's just part of your language because it's part of your mindset. It's something you've integrated, Anyway, so yes, I really loved Katabasis. And the funny part is that if I had known the author it was the same author as Yellowface, I would not have bought it. I would have stayed away from it because I hated that book so much. Again, not because the book is not smart. It's well written. It's an interesting commentary. I want to say it's fresh. It's original, but I just really disliked the main character and the story itself and the ending and everything about it. Yeah, I'm honest, guys. It's not my fault. I really did not like the book. But it's still worth reading because I think that some books, they're fun because they're rage baity. I think that's, there's a point to reading absolutely everything because there's always something to gain from it, even if it's just knowing what you don't like. Anyway. So, in this video, I have nothing. I didn't script anything. I just decided that I was going to yap about the book. The first part is no spoilers. So you can just hear me out on my thoughts about the book in general. And then there'll be a second part that's going to be super short, but still, and there'll be spoilers in there where I just say what I think about the characters and how it ended and all that stuff. So the first thing I want to say about this book, I don't know if this is a spoiler or not. This is not starting off too well, is showing you a map of the book. A spoiler? Like a map of hell? Okay, let me start. Let me start by talking to you about the synopsis, what it's about. It's basically, it's set in a university where Professor Grimes is found dead. He is a very well-established, prominent professor in his field of magic. And 2 of his students, Alice and Peter, are his like protégés in a way. And they decide to go to hell and bring him back so that they can graduate. It makes sense. So, but it's not an easy task, right? Or else everyone would keep going into the afterlife and come back if it was that simple. So anyway, so that's, let's say, the premise of the story. I won't show you because I feel like maybe I'll show you in the spoiler section. There are maps of hell based on both Alice's and Peter's studies of hell and what they could find as a reference. Like Dante's Inferno becomes like something that's real in the storyline. So it's like he went there and what he wrote, well, not wrote, but yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like the story is real. So his experiences, it's all based on facts or research, observation. It's very smartly done. It's very funny. I would say the first third of the book is, like I said before, a bit like Terry Pratchett, Discworld voice. It has humor. It's a little in your face with the knowledge. So I know that's what annoyed people, but personally, I didn't find it annoying because I really saw it as Alice's voice. And what I really loved about it, about the story, is that there is a lot of character growth. And that's not something you always see very clearly, right? When you read a book, there's not enough time in the story usually for you to really notice character development. But in Alice's case, you really notice it. So if you know me, you know my field of study is, psychology, psychoeducation, post-grad and that and all that. So I can't help but talk about these things. And I want to relate it to the MBTI because Alice was voted on as an INTJ. And I really, really saw it throughout the story. I really did. Her paranoia about people's intentions and learning to trust people. And, at some point she aspires with the delay of gratification. Like she plans and she waits. And, you see like a lot of her character changing throughout her experiences with other people. And you can see how she does not understand why people do what they do. And she makes a lot of assumptions. And it's very interesting to follow along with her. Her counterpart, Peter, is an ENTP. And he does fit that profile so well with the sincerity, insincerity, and the aspiring ISFJ, which is the defender, but also the caregiver. It's so good. Listen. So good. So the first part is more setting the scene, setting the mood of academia. Second part, I would describe it as getting to know you, getting to know the characters in play, getting to know the environment. And the third part is a bit of a F around and find out. It's so good. So my emotions throughout the story felt a bit like the first part is like I'm focused, I'm absorbing, I'm trying to figure out, where are we? Who are these people? How does this, how is this going to work? Right? The logic of it. Then the second part, I'm starting to care about the characters. I'm starting to understand them, right? I'm starting to get invested in their future. And then the last part is the F around and find out. And it's so good. I really honestly did not see a lot of it coming. I'm usually quite good at guessing. I try not to guess. This is the problem. I try usually to just go along for the ride and not overthink it, puzzle it out, because otherwise I find it disappointing when I've puzzled it out, right? So I'm trying very hard to not see anything coming. I'm just kind of going along. And some of it actually surprised me, legitimately. And it's very good. It's very good. I'm going to be honest with you. I went in a little bit negative. Well, okay, no. I went in completely positive, as in oh, I wonder if I can read this book, because so many people were like, oh, this is a hard book to read. So I was like, oh, I wonder, challenge accepted. Sure. And then I was like, yeah, the vocabulary, it's fine. Yes, there's a lot of, knowledge in there that I'm not going to see. I'm not going to understand. My knowledge is limited. It's to understand this book, you would have to have exactly Kuang's understanding of things, right? So, but I don't mind that. I find that exciting. I love it. I love it when someone shows me just, you know, how much they know. I thought that was really cool. Anyway, and then after watching a lot of YouTube videos, their reviews, I got really excited about it, about the journey and the originality of it and all that. And then when I found out she wrote Yellowface, I was like, why did I spend $70? No, it's a lot of money. But then I really fell in love with it. Like, I genuinely loved it. And then I was like, what else did you write? Like something about Poppy Wars or something. And I'm like, I have to read your books now. I actually, like, I'm a fan, even though it reframed Yellowface for me. It reframed it. I was like, okay, girl, like, I see you. Like, I see what you're doing. I mean, like I said in the previous video, she's really good at writing characters that are unlikable. Listen, that's how I feel. I find her I found her unlikable. I did. But there's character development, and there's I'm getting all emotional. There's character growth, and it's just really good. It really is, and I think it's worth your time. Like I said, this is my first academia, so I don't know how it compares with the genre. But like I keep saying, it's a fresh kind of idea. And these days, with authors that are very influenced and inspired by each other, this one is, you know, it sets itself apart. So I think you would gain a lot by reading this book. That's just my opinion. Okay, so that's part 1. And I'm gonna yap a little bit about the book with spoilers. So if you want to read the book, this is the point where I say goodbye to you. Goodbye. And then the part 2 is when I'm going to keep going with spoilers. So I'm going to give you time, because there's nothing I hate more than when people are like, okay, so now I'm going to start the spoilers. He died. Like, I had no time to like log off and close the video. Like, what are you doing? So no one dies there. I'm just saying, like, it's an example, right? That you say like part 2 and then they're like, blah, they got a car crash. He died. She was pregnant. You know, I don't know. So I'm going to give you time to turn me off and then start the second part. Right? Okay, done. I don't know how long it takes. Okay. Now the fun part. The spoilers. Let me show you the map. There's nothing I love more with books than maps. Not gonna lie, I love maps. I love a good map. I'm thinking about, what was that book, that horror book? The one that's like House of Leaves. Once we used to live here. That had a cool map. Then that fantasy story with thorns. Anyways, I love a good map. And sorry, my brain just goes off. Let me show you. There's 3 maps, because there's 3 versions of, you know, how one could understand hell. Oh my goodness, sorry guys. Here we go. I'm not going to show you all because it's spoilers, but I don't want it to be so much spoilers that you wouldn't read the book. So I guess if you read the book, you like, that's why you're here. Anyway, if you read the book, you saw the map. I don't talk about this. Anyway, so what I was saying before with the MBTI and the character development. Alice, with her INTJ, is supposed to be suffering from paranoia versus trust. And you really do see it, don't you? With how she wonders why are people like, oh, I'm going to butcher her name, Elspeth. Why she gives her the, oh God, dialethea. I had to write it down because I wasn't going to remember it. So she doesn't understand why she would give her that plant, right? And basically condemn herself to go through the stages of hell rather than just take the shortcut with the plant with King Yama. And you really do see how in time Alice starts trusting more and more people's intentions. Like, you see how distrustful she is with Peter, and I mean, I can understand why when she read his journal, but the fact is that it's really a struggle that she had. Trusting that people are not in it for something, they don't want to just use her for something. So I thought that was really good. And I was like, I don't see how she aspires in the story. But then when I thought about it, yes, she does, because she ends up showing us a delay of gratification when she dresses up and plans for the demise of the Crips, So I thought, oh my God, she really is an INTJ. It's so well done. Same thing for Peter when he self-sacrifices. That is so ISFJ-like. It's like Captain America, right? It's like, I don't know, taking the hit for someone else because you love them. It was just so beautiful. And I cried so much. This book made me cry. It really, really did. I didn't want to say it in the non-spoiler because then people would be like, oh my God, someone dies. But like, I was really genuinely upset when Peter dies. Like, I actually genuinely found it very difficult. The way he dies as well. Sorry, I just sneezed. Yeah, and then, like, I think I cried 3 times. 1 when Peter died, 2 when Gradus moves on, passes on, and we see we see his memories in the water. And then the Crips, the mom and the kid, when they walk into the water. Oh, yeah, I found it like really difficult to bear witness to. And the last thing, this is not really a criticism, but I guess it is a little bit, but not really. The ending, so the exchange that she does of the plant for safe passage for herself and Peter and getting back after lifespan. I thought that was a lot. That was a lot for one. That was a lot. I thought like that was a little bit convenient. That's a lot, right? So I was a little bit disappointed in that bit, just a tiny bit, because, okay, hear me out. What I would have done, everyone has their own opinions of how they would have ended a story, right? And so how I would have done it, hear me out, is that Alice, yes, trades Grimes and Peter. Peter comes, and then she gives the plants to King Yama to give safe passage to Peter with his whole lifespan back. So instead of splitting like half, 2 of them, in my world, in my story version, she would give the plant to King Yama, and then Peter would get to go back to his life with his full lifespan, because that's her sacrifice. And Peter would be like, why are you doing this? Don't do this. Like, you deserve to go. You survive. And then she would be like, don't be ridiculous. It's a bit of a going full circle with his sacrifice for her. As an INTJ, she sacrifices for him. But also, then I would have in the epilogue, Peter working his way into trying to figure out a way of bringing Alice back. So he would spend his life up there trying to bring her back. And we would feel that he's going to succeed. That's how I would have ended it, personally. I would have been like, how Alice was like, I want to die with you. I don't want to live without you. I'd rather die with you than live without you. And he's like, don't be ridiculous, kind of thing. It's like sending her to live. And he dies. It's beautiful to think that she, as an INTJ, would like, at the end of the day, after everything, she's like, go live your best life. And he like kind of tells her like, don't be ridiculous. Like the same line, whatever it was, to her. And then King Yama sends him back. And then the epilogue is that he's working hard on finding a way to get back to her, to bring her back. Yes. That's my original ending. Stop. I don't want to talk about it. Anyway, guys, yes, it's not a love story, but it kind of is. It's beautiful. She did a great job. It was a great book. I loved it. I'm keeping the book. I'm glad I spent a lot of money on it. Gotta support those authors. And yeah, I am glad that you stayed with me and heard me out. Leave me your comments, what you thought about the story, about the ending, about everything. And I'll see you in the next book. Bye, guys.